I only think they were really clinical in that 10 minutes before halftime and that 10 minutes after halftime. Poor discipline, letting them down, 2 yellow cards. Whether you thought they were yellow cards or not, it still makes it really hard to beat any team with a man down. All Blacks very clinical in that period just before halftime and just after halftime, and that's where I think they won this game. 11 straight wins over the Wallabies. That's a big stat, and that's something the Wallabies will want to change for sure. And it's something the All Blacks are just going to keep ticking over unless the Wallabies can be more clinical, more disciplined, and to say it politely, just be better. Just be better. And I know they've come a long way already. Wallabies have, especially this year. But still, just small things like not rounding off passes, taking the wrong option, or not backing up their plays, then losing the ball when a player gets isolated. Poor discipline, like I mentioned, 2 yellow cards. Like, that's 20 minutes, you're a man down. And like I said, it's one thing doing that against New Zealand. Against any team, it's really hard to do that and to still try and win. Makes it really, really hard. All Blacks fans, Wallabies fans, what did you guys think of it? Who was your man of the match? Again, while I've just bagged the Wallabies a little bit, it was still not the most clinical performance from the All Blacks. I only think they were really clinical in that 10 minutes before halftime and that 10 minutes after halftime. Just before halftime, or 10 minutes before halftime, at the 30-minute mark, Wallabies were 9-7 up. Okay? In that 10 minutes, All Blacks go bang, bang, bang. They score 10 points. They go into halftime 17-9. The whole dynamic has changed. The whole outlook on the game has changed. The whole conversation that both coaches need to have with their team has changed just in that 10 minutes. And it pretty much changed the game. That's what I think, at least. So it's just to start the game, Australia, and yes, you could say the ref was a bit whistle happy. The first little play, Skelton gets, or a bit of niggle, he gets the turnover, and then a little bit of niggle, it's 2 minutes in. A little bit of niggle, a little bit of argy-bargy, and the ref reverses the penalty. It's 2 minutes in. They're having a little, how are you doing? Will Skelton has missed these guys. And he reverses the penalty. I thought that was a bit harsh. I did think Wallabies were really good with ball in hand. It was raining most of the game, but their little handling, the little tip-ons, the little handling from the back, the forwards to the backs, out the back, really good. Running at the players and then throwing the little tip-on or throwing it before, skip passes. Got a beauty of a try taken off them. They brought the play all the way back for Tom Hooper's clean out on Jordie Barrett. Don't get me wrong, it was an ugly clean out. Okay, an ugly clean out. But are we going to go back to last week's game and call things up? That's how far it felt like they went back for that one. There was a ton of phases in between. Why can't the TMO just hey, stop, this was bad, have a look at that. Wait bloody 6 phases, 7 phases to then call it back? And like I said, it was an ugly clean out. It wasn't a croc roll, kind of fell awkwardly or badly onto Jordie Barrett's knee. Don't want that in the game at all. But to let play go for a whole half and then bring it back, that's how bad it felt. So I agree with, yes, it is a yellow card, but I just don't agree with how long they let play go on and then call it back for. I think they need to be a little bit better with that. I didn't think early on for the Wallabies to take the penalties was good, just to build that scoreboard pressure. Tane Edmed was kicking them nicely. He was also lovely passes, lovely option taking. So he was good for the Wallabies, I thought, at 10. Yes, there was a couple of knock-ons as well, but And when you're getting your hands on the ball that often, mistakes will happen as well. Skelton going off HIA and then failing his assessment, that's a tough one because the Wallabies ended up struggling at scrum time. He obviously adds a lot of weight behind that front row, and just being physical, he adds a lot there. So that was a big disruption for the Wallabies. I thought Wallabies backline kind of targeting Tupaia on the moves that they were doing, because he's not generally a 13. He's not 13 at all. I think it's his first ever start for the All Blacks at 13. They were throwing lots of little shape around him, those short balls with the guys looping behind the back and putting faster guys like Jorgensen trying to get him on the outside. But I will say, Tupaia defended really well. It's probably one of his best games he's ever had for the All Blacks. While they were targeting him there, his just shadow D or just shift defense was really, really good. And like I said, that 10 minutes before halftime, really, All Blacks punished the Wallabies. And that's where I think the All Blacks won this game. And that's where I think Wallabies lost this game. Yes, they made it hard for themselves with the yellow cards, but to be up 9-7 at the 30-minute mark and then go into halftime 17-9, tough. And then they got the second yellow card. Obviously, Len Ikitau just staying upright. Those last second changes of direction, that doesn't happen. Like, it's hard. You go to make a tackle, he steps and you stand up and boom, face on face, head on head, yellow, which again made it very hard for the Wallabies. How good is Fraser McWright over the ball at ruck time? Man, not the biggest guy, but his technique and just when he gets there, he's cement. They can't get him off. So I thought he was Wallabies' best on field. And then Len Ikitau's try was at a crucial point in the game. Wallabies going back to just basics of forwards, rumbling up the middle, little short balls off 9, short balls off 10, coming back under, playing real tight, just being physical up the middle. And that's how they got close to getting back into the game, but just couldn't hold on. With the All Blacks, a lot better, but only in patches. I think in a lot of patches also really struggled. In a lot of patches, they were just passenger in this game and just watching the Wallabies play. But when they did have the ball, they were direct, they were strong, clinical when getting into Wallabies opposition or Wallabies 22, then taking points or taking opportunities and turning that into points. For Boomfa's try, how's he just scoring tries every game? 3 from 3 now? How good for Leroy Carter. But to set it up, they used Tupaia how they need to be using someone of his size. Off the back of the line out, straight to him. You can see him calling for the ball. Give it to me. Let me run over the top of someone. He takes Filippo Dangunu with him. Len Ikitau has to come in to try and make a tackle. There's 3 or 4 other guys that come in. Boomfa just picks it up and scores from there. Fantastic. And I thought in a lot of that first half, though, it was all Wallabies because they had a lot of the ball. They were playing with a lot of ball. They were finding space out wide. And All Blacks were kind of just hanging on. But then when it got to it, they made the most of it. That last 10 minutes just before halftime, vital. And I said it at the top of this video, it changes the whole dynamic. You're behind. At the 30-minute mark, you're 9-7 behind. 10 minutes in before halftime, championship minutes, and you put 10 points on. It could have been more. Damien McKenzie kicking off the tee was horrendous. He missed one from right next to the post. Anyway, it changes the team talk. It changes everyone's outlook of what's to come. It changes everyone's perspectives, changes the mood. Wallabies go from okay to bad. All Blacks go from okay to good. So that was good from the All Blacks, especially in those, like I said, before and after halftime, just those 10, 15 minutes. Thought their scrum worked really well. Obviously, the Crusaders front row. And yes, you can say Will Skelton going off for the Wallabies didn't help them. But All Blacks have been up against it with scrum time, and they really stood up here. Quintupaya's try, the assist from Geordie Barrett, the Falcon assist. How good. But what I loved here was the turnover ball from the line out and shift it. It was a line out. They steal the ball there. Their first option, there was a few times that they got turnovers, All Blacks did, was just shift the ball. You can even see forwards getting it, knowing they need to pass, looking for, where's the back? Let me play him. I love that because it's all congested here where the ball is. You turn over and here's all the space. They shifted. Geordie Barrett grubbers through, chases his own grubber, gets a charge down and then hit on the head. Quintupaya's there, kicks it on, gets it and scores. How good Quintupaya, how good Geordie Barrett with the try assist. And then Quintupaya gets a double was it before halftime? I think it was. Yes, it was. Eyes up from Will Jordan, a quick tap, goes quick, plays Quintupaya, and him running onto the ball that close to the line, good luck trying to stop him. Strong there. And like I said, that was the very important part of the game for the All Blacks where they won it. But weather made it really hard to throw the ball around, but handling all around was pretty good. Yes, there was still a few knock-ons there, but I thought the All Blacks were a lot better in contact areas, especially counter-rucks, applying a ton of pressure in that way. Tried a bit more in the back line. Yes, they were getting half breaks, and yes, they were finding lots of space down the edges, but not fully getting over there. Like that team, like I said in the preview earlier this week, that back line, star-studded. It'll take a bit of time to get them clicking, but when they do, it'll be scary. And they put the nail in the coffin with George Bower going over to score 28-14. They do the double over the Wallabies and they go 11 from 11. Wallabies haven't beaten the All Blacks in the past 11 games. That is wild. All Blacks fans, Wallabies fans, what do you guys think of the game? Who was your man of the match? What have you thought of the Rugby Championship? While I'm recording this, I haven't watched Springboks game yet, so I don't know who's won yet. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.